Montessori Grandma. This episode 53, Zoology Part 7, Third Classification of Animal Kingdom.
Montessori Zoology, Part 7, the Third Classification of Animal Kingdom, written and presented by Geeta Vijayachandran. The Montessori curriculum tends to give children opportunities to learn about fascinating areas of study very early in their school life, and science is no exception. And one major component of a Montessori elementary classroom or Montessori education is the study of zoology. Part 7 looks at another chart, that is the third classification of animal kingdom, and the age we give this is when the children are in the 5th year of elementary, that is around the age of 11 or 12. The chart gives a global view of animals and functions. In the first chart, we had seen it was vertebrates and invertebrates. In the second classification chart, we found that animals have been divided into non-chordates and chordates. This was because it is a more advanced classification. And in this material, we were more interested in functions. The strips for functions were in red. We looked at 6 non-chordates: porifera, that is sponge; coelenterata, jellyfish; worms, we looked at an earthworm; arthropoda, a beetle; mollusks is a snail; and echinodermata was a starfish. Now here are some non-chordates that we considered and some which are new. You can substitute with any non-chordate you like. The 7 chordates that we looked at are cephalochordata, that is example a lancelet; cyclostomata, a lamprey; fish, example was a cod; amphibian was a frog; reptile, a snake; birds, a peacock; and mammals, a giraffe. Here are the 7 chordates we looked at. Some of them are different, like you can see a horse there and also a robin. The functions we looked at were nutrition, respiration, circulation, sensitivity, and reproduction. And there were picture cards for all the functions for each animal, and these are matched to the relevant animal and function box. Now, let us look at the third classification of the animal kingdom. In the third classification, we will look at how the animal kingdom is organized. We will look at division, phylum, class, order, family, genus, species, and breed. In the third classification, there are 3 presentations. The first presentation is using the Chinese boxes. We will also use a material called the Russian doll. Let us look at the materials. The Chinese boxes consist of a series of boxes which fit into each other. The Russian doll also are dolls that fit into each other. We need a picture of any animal. Here we will use the picture of a dog, as children are familiar with dogs and will be able to understand how the material is organized. Now let's look at the first presentation. Take the Russian doll. Look at its base. We can see a circle with 2 colors, red and green. The red is for animal kingdom and the green for plant kingdom. We will consider the animal kingdom now, that is the red part. Let us look at the animal kingdom, the largest box and the largest Russian doll. We are looking at the dog. Keep the big box at the left top corner. Keep the big doll to the right of the big box. Open the box and we see 2 smaller boxes in it. On the inside cover of the box, we can see a circle with different animals. Below the circle, we see two animals. They represent non-chordates and chordates. We know the dog belongs to chordates. So we will take out the box that is named chordates and keep the box under the large box for animal kingdom. The other box will remain inside the large box. Now let us look at the Russian doll. Open the doll and we see another doll inside. On the base of the doll, we can see chordata and division written. The second doll has to be kept below the large doll and to the right of the second box. So you can see how I have done it in this picture. Open the box named chordates. Inside the lid or the flap, we can see a circle and a part marked in red. We can see a bird marked in red and a lion picture. Inside the box, we can see four smaller boxes or folders. The four folders or boxes are for the four phyla. The first one is for Ankylochordata, or another name is Hemichordata. Examples are acornworm. The second is for Urochordata. Example are sea squirts and tunicates. The third box is for Cephalochordata. Examples are lancelet. The fourth is for Vertebrata. Example is a lion. There are four pictures as in folder and four labels for matching. The dog belongs to the phylum Vertebrata. Open the second doll. We find another doll inside and on its base is written phylum. Keep the third box below the second box and the third doll below the second doll. You can see how we have kept it looking at the picture to the right here. Open the box or folder named Vertebrata. We can find a circle inside the lid or flap. The circle is divided into four parts, each for a characteristic. The first picture shows the vertebral column marked in red. The second picture is divided into two parts and it shows the brain and the spinal cord, that is the nervous system. The third picture shows digestive system, that is stomach. And the fourth picture shows circulation. There are four cards with pictures and four labels to match. The picture shows a horse also. This is how it will look when matched. You can see the horse picture and pictures in the first row and labels in the second row. So you can see vertebrata. Then you have the vertebral column. So you have the picture of the horse. And then you have the nervous system. So you have to keep the nervous system picture of the horse there. Then you have the digestive system and you have to keep the digestive system of the horse there. And circulatory system, you keep the circulatory system of the horse there. Let us look at the dog. The dog belongs to the animal kingdom, division Chordata. It has all the characteristics and so belongs to the phylum Vertebrata. Open the flap and we can see the classifications. First, Cyclostomata. 2. Pisces. 3. Amphibia. 4. Reptilia. 5. Aves. And 6. Mammalia. There are 6 folders in the flap. The dog belongs to the class Mammalia. Take the folder named Mammalia and keep it below the big folder. I'm saying folder instead of the box. You can use a box also. Open the next doll and we can see the classification Mammalia written. Open the folder or box on Mammalia. On the inside of the folder or box, we can see a big circle divided into 7 parts. This shows all mammals have mammary glands, body covered with fur, trachea, lungs, diaphragm, which separates the chest from abdomen, pulmonary respiration, that is the lungs, complete circulation, then circulation from heart to the whole body, and mandibles, that are jaws with 3 kinds of teeth: incisors, canines, and molars. There are 7 cards and 8 labels to match, and 2 labels for mammary glands. On the flap, we also find the names of orders. 1. Monotremata, that is platypus. 2. Marsupialia, that is kangaroo, koala, and wallaby. Edentata, that is anteaters or armadillos. 4. Rodentia, that is squirrels and rats. Then we have Proboscidea, which is elephant. Then Artiodactylia, that is even-toed, those are pigs, goat, giraffe, sheep, and antelope. Then number 7, we have Perissodactylia, that is odd-toed, horse, zebra, and rhino. Then we have number 8, Insectivora, that is hedgehog, moles, and shrews. 9th, we have Cetacea, that is a whale. 10th, we have Pinnipedia, that is fin-footed animals like the sea lion, seal, and walrus. Number 11 is Sirenia, that is sea cows and dugongs. 12 is Carnivora, that is lion and dog. 13 is Chiroptera, those are bats. And 14 is Prosimia, that is Lemuridae, that is lemurs. We know the dog is carnivorous. Take that folder and keep it below the big folder or the box. Open the doll and take out the smaller doll. The base reads carnivorous. Carnivorous means canine teeth that are strong and pointed, and it shows they eat flesh. There are 2 pictures. One is of a cat and the other is of teeth. There are 2 labels to match. One reads meat eater and the second reads canines are strong and pointed and molars are for eating. We have reached the end of the folders or the boxes. Open the Russian doll. We have another small doll whose base reads family. Dog belongs to the family called Canidae. Open the doll again. We have another doll. The base reads genus. Dog belongs to Canis. Open doll again and base reads species. Dog belongs to Canis familiaris. Open the doll again. Read the base of the doll inside. It says breed. The dog is a Cocker Spaniel. Open the doll again and we have the last doll which reads, my name is Coco. Altogether, there are 10 dolls. The 10 dolls are used to present kingdom, division, phylum, class, order, family, genus, species, breed, and the name of the animal. Conclusion: the dog belongs to the animal kingdom, division chordate, phylum vertebrata, class Mammalia, order Carnivorous, family Canidae, genus Canis, species Canis familiaris, breed Cocker Spaniel, name of the dog is Coco. This is the end of the first presentation. Here are the pictures found in the folders or inside the lid of the box. It is also called the circle material. Most of these I have are of invertebrates or non-chordates. Now these pictures I have are of chordates and non-chordates. So you will have to find the relevant one, cut them and stick it inside the box and color the relevant part in red. These are some of the pictures which are inside the folder, and you can see to the right bottom you have the picture of the cat or the lion to show canine teeth. Here are more materials that are used for the circle material that are used for the Chinese boxes. Please look through it and you can print it, cut it, and use the relevant picture after shading the relevant part. This is the next set of of animals, and you can see most of them are non-chordates. Yes, here's another set of materials. To record the audio again, so please use the pictures in the next few slides. At the third classification of the animal kingdom, this brings us to the end of the first presentation of the Chinese box and the Russian doll. In the next video, we will look at the second presentation of Chinese boxes and the third presentation, which gives an idea of how to use the Chinese boxes for research. That brings us to the end of the third classification of the animal kingdom, the Chinese boxes and the Russian doll. Thanks for watching. This is Geeta Vijayachandran signing off.
Montessori Grandma.